Hey, so I get some good news. Um, Actually got the hell out of here for a while. Um, Went out and did some work. If you know from past videos, I said I work for myself. I have my own business. I do resell online, and I've been doing it for 15 years. So, in the last 7 months, I haven't. Okay, I can't say seven. Probably like 5 to 6 months. I haven't been getting out anymore. I can't really drive, and just not getting out. Too sick mentally, can't be in a place to be out in public. Now, good news is, with a little push from my girlfriend, I went out and did about a 5 hour day, 45 minute. I didn't drive, 45 minute one way, worked, and 45 minute back. And I did it. It's a huge step. I went out before, but this was probably the best one. I mean, a couple weeks back I went out once, but I didn't really mention it too much because my nerves were so high and it didn't feel much different. But I got out this time, and I swear there was a good 10 minutes in there I totally forgot that I was sick. Felt good. Stress has been so high lately because of funds to pay bills and my business just getting slower and slower. So I have to start trying to get out or we go homeless, and I can't do that. Kind of stuck. A lot of stress, like I said. I'm still getting bills in the mail that should have been covered from my insurance last year. $800, $900 bills coming in every other day. And I don't have to pay them, but these hospitals in that old insurance that I had was so bad that I keep getting bills, and it's just knocking me on my ass. It's making me so... My anxiety is just crazy. Well, did go out for breakfast the other day. My nerves were really on end in the restaurant. It was just one of those days. Just didn't feel right. But it was still, I got out again. So I'm getting out a little bit more, not just the walk to Walmart. The more confidence I get, the better. Tomorrow I've got my therapist placement appointment. So now I can have somebody to cry to and whine to, not my girlfriend. I just need some new coping mechanisms to deal with the stress that I'm having and anxiety and stuff like that. Things are okay. I mean, it's been okay for the last few days. I feel okay today. Got a lot to do. Got to make a lot of phone calls today. I got to call the Cedar Park Hospital from Texas to deal with this $900 bill they sent me. Got to change some appointments around. I accidentally put 2 appointments tomorrow at the same time at the same place for 2 different things. So I got to do that. I'm still trying to get some 1099 forms that they won't send me. I consolidated my credit, and it's a complete clusterfuck of confusion. Hold on. Go. Get out. Go on. That's my cat. She's just not allowed in this room. It's my work room. Can't have hair all over everything, which sucks because I like having the cats around. But anyway, so I gotta ask them some questions. It's actually costing me more money right now to consolidate my credit. until everything goes through right, which I don't have the money for. I did this to save money, and I won't actually save any money for about 3 months. So that's more stuff I gotta sell of mine. I'm almost out of my whole studio. It sucks. But hopefully, once I keep getting better and getting out to work more, I can make more money, and that means I can buy a few things back, and the rest, save money. This makes me really realize I wish I would have saved money for years, so I could have this backup and not worry, just in case something happens. But my future now, although really complicated now, hopefully the changes I'm making will make my future easier and less stressful. I'm not supposed to be stressed in, this recovery, and it's been the most stressful year I've ever had in my life. I can't just sit back and heal. There's 10,000 things that keep happening, and nobody around me gets the stress of it. And I understand people who haven't gone through, benzo recovery at all. As much as you tell people, they'll never understand what it's really going on and what your body and brain can't handle anymore. It makes me sad because I just want so bad for people to understand that this is something we all have to wait on. We have to wait to get better. There's no pills we can take. There's no psychotherapy that's really going to change the way it happens. There's ways you can, learn to cope. That's what I'm going for, and just going for getting more confidence. I have to still get off Remeron, and I've been told many times that I should get off Remeron, but people have to understand that I've been on Remeron for 6 months now, and I can't just come off of it. You know how sensitive the CNS is, that even every cut from that puts me in a huge wave. So you got to be really careful. It's not just something you can come off of. And I know it's making my recovery slower. I say it a lot, and I think I say it a lot because I'm very disappointed. I might have been much better now if it wasn't for that. But that's what people suggested to me in the forums, and I did my research, and that was my best option. I didn't sleep for a week and a half, and I wasn't gonna. And honestly, I needed something, because just till about this month, I'm able to fall asleep in the middle of the day once in a while without getting zapped in the head. So that's fading out finally. So I could probably start cutting back this medicine, but I'm going to do it on my terms, but I'm going to talk to a psych doctor, even though I'm smart enough now to know what's right and wrong. I've had more than enough time to figure that out. I mean, if he says, cut back 5%, even though that's normal for a lot of people, I'm going to say I can't do that, and this is the reason why. But I want the confidence from a doctor, and we'll see how it goes. In reality, psych doctors have no idea what, when it comes to coming off stuff. They know how to prescribe like crazy, but we know that they don't really know. So you have to do your own research, and you just got to do your own work. You don't have to do what the psych doctor tells you to do. You're not forced to do anything. But honestly, like before, when I came off the benzos pretty quick, even though I was only on for 3 months at a really low dose, if it wasn't for him, I would be on it probably triple the amount still to this day, going completely crazy too. I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. I would have liked to taper. It would have been nice to have a doctor give me a taper regimen, but I know me. I know me that I would have been so sick tapering. I would have thought, well, if I'm going through this much hell anyways, I gotta get off this medicine. And I would have jumped. I would have stopped taking it. I would have made things so much worse. And considering how sick I am from, 0.25 of Xanax and moving over to Klonopin for a few weeks, I couldn't imagine being on it for 6 months to a year at a triple the dose and then coming off of it. So, I mean, it is what it is. I accept that now. Definitely been better, but I've also been worse this whole time. And like considering this yesterday and today so far, have been pretty decent days. I got a lot going on. Don't get me wrong. I got a million symptoms still, but after yesterday, I went out for 5 hours in the car, and I mean, right at the end though, I started getting dizzy and really weird. So I mean, it took a little toll, but it didn't take as much of a toll on my nervous system than I expected. Some days I know it will or won't. It just depends. It depends on the day. I wish I could say, well, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Well, I am to a point, but with benzo recovery or withdrawal or whatever you call it, later on today I could be a complete freaking disaster again. I mean, so far this window has lasted since yesterday. It's the longest I've had, so I don't expect it to last much longer. But I hope it does. It's the way it goes, it gets better and better. It does get better. It's just freaking slow, and in the process of stress and everything doesn't help, and being on another antidepressant doesn't help. I just wish I knew at the beginning, because there's some other options I could have tried to do for sleep that didn't put me in this position. But everybody's like, oh, that'll be fine. You'll have no problem. It'll be easy to get off of because it's just a histamine blocker. Which it is, probably the easiest thing to get off of. But anything in benzo recovery is hard to get off of because you're so sensitive. Hell, I can't even eat corn without getting really sick. So imagine cutting back an antidepressant. Like I said, my diet's been good. I do try to eat enough. I am losing weight, but I know I have to eat more, and I'm working on it. I'm not anorexic or nothing, but I'm weighing about 151. I want to try to keep it about that. I'm probably at 150 now. Doing the best I can, trying to run a business and get better and have a relationship and trying to keep it as sane and normal as possible. It's hell. It's absolute hell. And I know people around me are just sick of me. I mean, I've heard it in different words. Nobody wants to deal with this, and I don't blame them. But it wasn't my fault. You don't. You got to stand by people. And I've done it. For people. I hope, people remain to do it for me. I'm not sure what I would do. I guess I'd have to suck it up and start driving. It'd be hell. I know that would make my recovery worse because driving's hard for me. I can do it for about 10 minutes, and then after that my head starts to flash and glitch and be weird. It's better than it used to be, where within a little bit of stress I start freaking out. I mean, now I've got 10-15 minutes of pretty hardcore stress before I start going crazy. That's pretty good. I mean, it's slow moving, but it's, now I can make those stressful phone calls, like dealing with these $900 bills and them having to say, no, you owe it, But anyway. I miss a lot of stuff, I'm definitely a different person than I used to be. I don't not love the people around me. You know, I mean, I still, everything around me, I still love that I used to love. But I'm different now. You know, and I know I'll remain to be more different as time goes on. I'm a lot calmer. I don't argue as much. You know, I don't, as stressful as things have been lately, I mean, it's understandable that I can't handle it. I mean, I got a lot going on that I'm not even going to mention on here. But, you know, when you have to get rid of everything you know, things, it's just things, but when things you care about, you have to leave, you have to get rid of. It's sad. I mean, I've had to get rid of my studio like 3 times, and all I do is keep rebuilding it. Excuse me. I keep rebuilding it. It sucks. But this is the last time that I'll completely rebuild it like I normally have. I will do basic, you know, I'm going to do basic. You know, this probably won't be till next year, but, you know, it'll be basic and I'll still be able to write music and stuff, but not in a really, really professional manner like I was. Which is probably fine. I mean, it more or less stresses me out. I love music and that's what keeps me sane, but it also is very hard and, you know, this shit happens, people. And if you're going through this, you've been put in one of the most fucked up situations there possibly is. It's you'll never go through anything harder. I mean, some days you'll wish that you just got in a car accident and got your legs cut off, because all I know is that'll take less time to heal and you can get back out. But if you're going to go mentally crazy, you can't do shit. I always said I wish all my symptoms were physical. And some people may not agree, but if you get the mental, you're stuck. You're stuck at home. You're living in a world that doesn't exist. At least physical, you're living in a world with symptoms. It's it's a fucking challenge, and it's day by day. I'm going on about 7.5 months off, and I've gone through hell, absolute hell. And I know I'm going to remain to go through hell for a while, but I also know I'm 7.5 months out, and I'm better than I was. There's no way I would have had a day like this 3 months ago. Well, actually, I probably would have. I had one partial, you know, probably a couple hours. But now it's happening a little better. It ain't great though. Still a freaking struggle. But at least I, you know, was able to get out without completely freaking out about it. So I'm going to try to go out on Wednesday again, assuming I'm not in a complete disaster. And I'm going to try to make a full day of it. That's all I can do, is just try and do my part, you know, hope for the best. I can't just keep sitting at home. I know I need to heal, but I'm not in a position where I don't have the bills, or I'm at home with my parents or something. My mom died a couple years ago, and after that, my dad, he wants to be alone. He doesn't want anybody living with him. You know, I have a girlfriend. We're not going to go live with him. And, I mean, if shit happens, you know, hopefully I wouldn't end up homeless, you know, but I won't let it get to that point, no matter how sick I am. I'd have to be in a psych ward hospital in order for that stuff to go down and lose my business. Yeah, we'll see. But, you know, guys, it does get better. I mean, you've seen my videos, and you see them go up and down. And you see when I have better days. I mean, it happens, and I'm a mess. You know, I've always been a mess. So the fact that this head and I'm on another medication, I have better days. The fact that that happens, I mean, that really says something. You could have been on benzos for 1 month, and you could be sitting here a year later suffering. You just don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people get away with it and nothing happens, or they get 3 months, or 6 months. Yeah, 6 months sounds long, but I'm telling you, 6 months is nothing in this time dealing with this stuff. It boggles my mind that doctors don't understand this. I can't even tell my regular doctor about it. I've mentioned it, and that's all I can do because there's nothing they can do about it. And you don't want them to try to do something about it because there's nothing they can do about it. As people always say, drugs got you into this situation. Drugs are not going to get you out. You want to try a med? Fine, try it for a couple days. But don't sit and get dependent on it to find out that it doesn't work, and then you're stuck on that. Well, do what you got to do, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Got a lot of phone calls to make and get stuff done. So, I want you guys to have a great day and to keep positive. Even on bad days, it's hard. I know I can't. Bad days, I think there's no way I'm going to heal. On better days, I think, well, look at the possibilities. Yeah. It's a messed up situation. Put your head in a lot of different places, and you have to try your hardest to keep sane and keep doing what you're doing and push yourself, but don't push yourself too hard. Push yourself too hard, you're going to make things worse. But push yourself to a point to not lose who you are, but regain a new perspective on life and a new you. Have a great day, and take care.